Hey, prayer organizers, it's Melissa. And I want you to tell me if you have said any of the following things the past hour, week, month, year, minute. That's an option for you. Maybe you have said this many times. Maybe you've said it multiple times today. I am stuck. I know what to do, but I'm just not able to actually get it done, get it to the finish line. I feel paralyzed. I feel frozen. I have so many things to do in my business, I don't even know where to start. Because I don't know where to start, I don't start anywhere. My things aren't perfect yet, so I can't do anything with them. I don't have the perfect business model. I don't know everything that I need to do. I know that I could be doing better, but I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I would like to raise my prices, but I am really scared I will never get a client ever again. I have too many ideas and not enough time to implement them all. I love organizing with clients, but I don't love the back end of my business. I just can't get to all the things I need to. I am stuck. I talk to organizers all the time. It wasn't that many weeks ago, about a month ago, that I talked to hundreds of organizers at the How To Summit. And almost every single one of these people said some version of the things I said above, or one person that said they were completely paralyzed in their business. You know, sort of like I tell people all the time on this podcast and in my coaching, the best word to use when you are trying to sell someone organizing services is, hey, I know that you are overwhelmed. And I would really like to help you with that because every single one of the people that come to me and want organizing say, I'm overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. I am stuck is the business version of being overwhelmed. And you may be overwhelmed in your business and your house and all the things. As an organizer, we feel all this pressure that we have to be perfect in all the aspects of our life. But do you feel super disorganized in your organizing business? I would love for you to decide that this is the day or this is the week that you are ready to get unstuck in your organizing business. On this podcast, I really don't talk a lot about the programs that I have available to you. And I have people that criticize me for that because they say, you should be telling everyone about Inspired Organizer all the time on every single podcast. Why aren't you doing XYZ? And I'm like, well, mostly because when I listen to a podcast, I do not want to be sold to constantly. I fast forward through the commercials. I could recite some of the commercials, probably word for word. And I don't love it. And I feel like there are a lot of people that are trying to sell things to us all the time. But knowing that I'm a helper, I don't sell you a lot of stuff, but I do have things that I non humbly say are really, really great and really affordable and really dive into how I can help you and how our community can help you be a better organizer, to run a better team, to run a better solo business, whatever you have. And do you know why? Because someone needs to help the helpers. You might run a huge team of people that help people all day, every day. And at our core, professional organizers are givers and helpers. Even if you are running a team and you don't organize hardly at all anymore, you are helping families every single day by sending out your teams. If you are a one-on-one organizer, you also know intimately firsthand how much people are helped by our services. But you need help in your business. So in the same way that you and your teams are going through people's houses and working with them through some of the most difficult things in their life changes, divorce, loss of a family member. We help moms become less frustrated and happier with their life. And so they're subsequently better parents and better partners. We help people live better. So no matter what kind of organizing you do, we are the helpers. And I am the person, I love this job. I'm the person that helps the helpers. I'm the person who organizes the organizers. And our Inspired Organizer group, I just want to talk about because if you are stuck, if you are struggling with any part of your business, I can't explain to you how honored I would be to help you. So, what I just want to talk to you about today is a small snippet of how I might be able to help you get unstuck. And I do not do this often, but I am going to tell you about the awesome program that we offer to help get people unstuck because it is closing for the rest of the year on November 4th. We want to be able to help you love your business. And the reason that I am doing all of this and talking about all this is because we do have a deadline coming up. So we actually closed enrollment for the course on this exact same date last year. So this is a date that we use all the time, November 4th. We are going to be closing enrollment for the rest of the year. And then we will also, when we reopen, be making a bunch of changes, none of which I am talking about right now, but they will enhance the value of your program, not lessen it. And so getting in now, before the course closes, we want you to be able to get in now so that you can be really, really prepared for the start of 2026. One of the things that I look at a lot is I look at the business news. And right now, obviously speaking about where I personally live and where a lot of our organizers, a lot, but not all, not by a long shot. We have organizers on many continents, but we have a lot of organizers in the US, and there's a lot of uncertainty right now with prices and lots of other things. So one of the things that has been important to me is to keep our Inspired Organizer and other products really competitively priced. There are business coaches out there that are going to charge you $20,000 or $10,000 for short engagements, and that is not what we do here. It's not what I believe in, and it's not what I believe is a value for the organizing industry. So you get lifetime membership in our program, and you get so many other things, which I'm going to tell you about. But the way I look at it is if you get one client from something that I teach you, of course, depending on the size of that client, but generally one client pays for this program for lifetime access. And I would love for you to hop on this opportunity, but I want to earn this opportunity. Something that's important to me is, and I've said this before, you should ask the people who are interested in coaching you or that you're reaching out to, ask them for their credentials, ask them for how successful their business is, ask them how many clients they service, ask them how much revenue they generated in their organizing business. You can ask those questions. I want to earn the opportunity to coach you and to teach you about organizing. And I would love to earn you deciding to come to my program. So I just want to tell you a few things about our group. And importantly, back to the point of this podcast is how do I get you unstuck? I have talked to so many people who say, oh, I've been listening to the podcast for years. You give great advice and thank you so much. And that just always means so much to me that people actually listen to the people that I have on and to the things I have to say. But one of the things I do like to remind people is, so one of the coaches in our program said once, if people think what you give on the podcast is great, imagine what you get when you're actually paying for some coaching. And our coaching, you get a lot of access for a really reasonable price. So I want to talk about the few things that we do because I am very unashamedly proud about what we do at Pro Organizer Studio. So I want you to have a better business. And I'm just going to, listen, I just want to say something. I get like super really enthusiastic when I start talking about all the things we do. So just go with me. I might be ping-ponging around a little bit because I have so many things that I'm excited to tell you about. But probably the most important thing that I want to get across is that Inspired Organizer is not just for people who are brand new to organizing. So if you are brand new to organizing, I would be honored to help you build a business from the ground up with a lot less trial and error, with a lot of systems that are already built for you. But what we are actually really, really great at and what our sweet spot is taking someone who's been in business for a few years, but you're still not getting the results that you want. And what we do really, really well is help you grow that into the business that you have the goals and the desire for. You get to decide what those goals are, whether it's one client a week or $50,000 a month or seven figures and $100,000 moves or just one pantry a month. I don't care what your goals are. We have a way to help you. But if you are not happy for whatever reason with the results that you're not getting in your business, if you don't have enough clients, if your business isn't as consistent as you want, if you're not making the revenue that you want, if you're not streamlined in your business processes, if you are one of those people that's like, I love to organize, but man, I hate the business stuff. I hate the back end stuff. That is where we shine. We are going to find those roadblocks and we are going to knock them out of the way for you to have the business that you want, whatever that looks like. What we do for organizers is impactful to people in the same way that what you do is impactful to people that you're serving in homes. So in the exact same way that a client can say, oh, I could probably figure out how to do this on my own. I could YouTube it. You can also figure out how to be an entrepreneur on your own. You can figure out how to start an organizing business on your own. But what I want is for you to struggle less and make quicker decisions and get rid of the imposter syndrome and be able to have the confidence that you are making good decisions. I want you to raise your prices. I want you to unashamedly say, I am great at my job and I am ready to help you. And do you know why I want you to say that? Because I know I'm great at my job. I know I am. And I want to teach you how to have that confidence in yourself and in your organizing business. So one of the things I want to tell you about is a little more on my philosophy of coaching in general. I think the word coaching is starting to get a little bit of a reputation. It's kind of in the same, starting to be in the same category a little bit as the word influencers, which I cannot stand. But sometimes the internet is amazing, right? And then sometimes the internet does stuff where you're like, I don't know. And one of the things that the internet has done, which is awesome, is make things really accessible. But part of the problem with that is anybody who wants to can call themselves a coach. You can start an organizing business and then 2 weeks later say, I'm coaching people and telling them how to start an organizing business. And I very much understand that there is skepticism out there about people who call themselves coaches. And one of the things that I hear a lot, and it bothers me so much, is, hey, I have had other coaching and it wasn't very good, and I'm just skeptical. So tell me about why you're different. Let me tell you why that's a pet peeve. I have heard so many people who have told me stories that just make me so mad about how they, paid for a website and then the web developer disappeared, or they paid an SEO person and they didn't know that they were locked into a year contract, or they had a coach that charged them $7,000 for one 30-minute Zoom once a month. Just lots and lots of stories that are out there, right? So I'm a skeptical person and I ask a lot of questions. And so I always want to know, like, tell me about you and tell me about why you're different. And I don't want to go through my resume, but the very fast, the Spark Notes version or the Cliff Notes version is I had 20 years in Fortune 500 companies and I have an MBA from one of the top 20 schools in the country. And I can tell you 100 things. And if you want those credentials, I'll happily give them to you. But I think a lot of that is a lot less important than having you know that the first thing about me is that I walk the walk. Home by 11 is an organizing business. I am currently taking a break from clients, but I, even a couple weeks ago right now, even though I'm not taking new clients, drove an hour and a half to a client, and I worked hundreds of hours through the first 6 months of this year before I took a little break from organizing. But that business, I grew to a six-figure business as a solopreneur in my first full year of organizing. I worked really hard for that, and I learned so many things, and I made so many mistakes. But the benefit to you is I teach you all those mistakes and how not to do them. And I still love organizing. Okay, so even though I do it less than I did back in the days when it was my full-time job, I still like seeing clients, hearing from clients, helping clients, because I want to be able to be out there and hear about trends in the industry, to hear about what a pain the Container Store has been to deal with lately, or whatever it might be. And I really want to engage with the people that I am coaching. I have very good friends who are organizers in the same area as me, talk to them all the time. We love to trade stories about, oh my gosh, you are not going to believe what my client did this week. And my good friends know, the nicknames I have and all of those things. Organizing is a huge part of what I love and what I care about. And I want people to experience good organizers, right? The second thing is when you join my groups, you do not join a group where you hear from me now and you'll never hear from me ever again. This is, I don't know whether this is a selling point or good news or bad news for you. You can decide, but if you're listening to this podcast, it might mean that you actually don't mind listening to me. And so the bad news or the good news, depending on how you look at it, is you get me when you join our program. And that's really important to me. I don't just say, hey, join my program and you're never going to see me again. I want to talk to organizers and hear what's going on. You have access to our amazing community of people with other coaches and myself, and we are talking about organizing business stuff all the time. So the other thing you get from me is 2 live Zooms a month where you can ask any question you want. We coach through it. We talk to the community. We talk through challenges people are having, and I sit there and walk through those with you. And it's one of my favorite things to do because we're really able to get deep into problems that you might be having and then get over some of the hurdles that you have. It's also a really, really great way to get to know people and to really genuinely build a community so that you have people you can bounce ideas off of and talk about your challenges and talk about your great things and all of those. So our Inspired Organizer group has over 1,000 members across the globe, which is absolutely crazy to me. And it's just, I can't explain to you. Obviously, I'm biased. It's the most lovely community of people. Just so great. But you also may be thinking, oh, 1,000 people, that's a lot. Am I ever going to, get personal attention or anything like that? Am I going to be just a number? And the answer is absolutely not. No one in our group is a number. I genuinely love our members. I am personally invested in your success. And then I have 2 awesome coaches, Capri and Sarah, and we want to all get to know you just like the other people in our community do. In our private Facebook group, where you can go and ask any question about organizing, about building a team, about your business, financials, sales, marketing, you're going to get personal attention in that group from our community and from coaches. And the other thing that we will do challenges. Like right now, we're doing something called Boss October, where we're cleaning up everything in our business so we can get ready for 2026. But we don't want you to create cookie cutter businesses. And we don't tell you that there's only one way to get things done, and it's this way. We are going to tell you that you get to run your business and you get to make your own decisions. But here are 3 examples of good decisions we've made that we can recommend you thinking about. Or if you want to, I'll tell you exactly what to do because I love doing that. So if you have a question, I'm going to give you an answer. We are going to give you suggestions on things that we've done and have lots and lots of experience with, and things that have worked and things that haven't worked. So a great example, one that I think about a lot, someone came into our group and said, hey, I'm being pitched by a realtor and it's to, it's $2,000 and we're going to get our name on something in the lobby. We're going to go in a folder, blah, 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 say the scenario. And everybody yelled, don't do it. Don't pay for it. It's going to be worthless. You're not going to make your money back. All those things. We gave solid reasons as to why. And so that person, I like to think that they saved $2,200 by coming to our group because she didn't outlay that money for something that is not going to give her a return. And I just think about the organizer who joined IO and paid us under $1,000 and didn't know that one day we would save her that money, $2,200 by telling her not to do a thing. You are not going to get a cookie cutter recommendation for your business, but a recommendation that works for you. And we do talk to people on 5 continents, from Australia to Alabama, and from Copenhagen to California, and all the way in between. We have multiple organizers on the wonderful islands of Hawaii. And we have people all over. We have people in Europe, lots of different people in lots of different parts of the world. So we know that there are lots of different ways that people conduct business depending on where they are in the world. And we're going to give you those options. And the other thing I'm going to give you is an actual roadmap and a system for your business. So I do not gatekeep, and I absolutely give you every tool you can possibly imagine and then some to help run your business. I do not care what it is you're dealing with. I bet you that I have a resource for it somewhere in our program. So you're going to get actual education on things in your business, but you're also going to get a lot of mindset and empowerment and confidence. And I really want to break through some of that imposter syndrome by giving you all of the tools you have so that you feel like you're running your business super effectively. I absolutely believe that the best thing I can do is empower you and give you the confidence to fight that imposter syndrome and have you go out there and be like, I know exactly what I need to do in this business. There are a million hours of things that I could tell you, but I'm just going to keep this short and sweet. Up too late. You're like, Melissa, have you met yourself? You can't do anything short and sweet. First of all, I would love to talk to you about how I can help you. So hit up the show notes if you want to schedule some time to chat with me about what your needs are. I would love to talk to you about our program. I will put my schedule out there and hit the show notes in the podcast. So I would love to chat with you. If you do not need to chat and you are just ready to join us, you can go to proorganizerstudio.com/join. That link will be there. And you can also email me hello@proorganizerstudio.com and I will send you the link. The second thing I want you to know is that you have support out there. Even if you decide that this is not the time for you to join Inspired Organizer, the community of organizers that there are out there in the world is just, it's so great. It's such a supportive group of people. The best, most supportive cheerleaders you can imagine. And so I want you to know that Pro Organizer Studio will be here for you. But I would love for you to join our community and get a group of people who will help you with those hard business decisions. Our community is genuinely the secret sauce of the whole thing. We have a super active Facebook group where people talk, and it's not just serious stuff. We laugh and we send memes and all the things. It's such a great group of people. And you can ask anyone that's in our program and they're going to say the same thing. So the investment that you make in Inspired Organizer, which again will pay for itself with one average client, that investment is going to be something that you look back on and you will not regret. And I got an email from someone once, actually in last year's crop of new organizers. And she said, I knew I made the right decision because I always have buyer's remorse on anything. And I woke up the next morning and I didn't have a second thought. I knew this was right for me. I love that because I truly believe that this investment will be something that you not only not regret, but that you make money on over and over and over again. And you have the non-tangible, non-revenue based community building with just such a great group of people and coaches. I believe it because I've seen it happen with a ton of people in our group. I am not going to give you a raft of testimonials, but if you would like to connect with someone that is in our group, I would love to connect you. And you could absolutely talk to them about anything you want to about making this decision. But I am a real person who really, really cares about making professional organizers successful. And I would love to get you unstuck. And the reason that I care so much about this is because truly professional organizing changed my entire life. And I want it to do the same for you. It changed me personally. It changed me professionally. And I'm so appreciative that I get to share my gifts with clients. And I want you to have that success. And I want you to have less stress in your business and enjoy being an entrepreneur. And I want you to enjoy the freedom that entrepreneurship brings to you. And I want you to do things more easily. So I would love to be a part of your journey. We have payment plans. We have all sorts of things to help you make this decision even easier. But you have until November 4th. And if you have any questions, I can't wait to talk to you. I am hello@proorganizerstudio.com. I am on Instagram @proorganizerstudio. And I hope that I get to see you on our next live coaching Zoom, which is November 6th after you join. All right, until then, have a great day, organizers.